Okay, we had just a little bit of an interruption, but now we're continuing on part 2. And we are going into some standing postures. All right, we're going to start in our Tadasana, in our mountain pose. Make sure your feet are 2 fists distance apart. Engage your abdominal wall, engage your kneecaps, engage your thighs, engage your glutes. Relax your chest up, back, and down. Shoulders are just down and rested all the way back. Palms facing up. Chin parallel to the floor. Crown of the head facing up. And just take a nice deep inhale. Feel that inhalation going up through your spinal cord and all the way down that coil. Take a moment here to just check in and notice your thoughts in your mind and just release anything that you don't need. We're going to raise our arms all the way to the sky. Upward salute. And you're going to come and hinge at the hips. Spine straight and just release right here. Let your head hang heavy. Let everything go. Feel the sensations of your tendons and your muscles engaged and ignited. Release your mind. Feel the blood rushing in your head. And we're going to gently push away from the floor here to prepare and come all the way up into your upward salute. Okay, so that was a nice reset to go into our other side with our warrior one. So now we're going to step back with the left foot. Okay, make sure your heels are in alignment. Really spread out on your mat. Knee is right over the ankle. Really stabilize and ground into the back foot. Squeezing the inner thighs. Now we're going to take with the assistance of our hands facing forward. Hips facing forward. Expand in the rib cage. All of your diaphragmatic deep breathing is really lifting up from the ground up from your abdominal walls and expanding out through your ribs. And you're going to raise your arm all the way up. We're going to hold here for a moment. And maybe we're just going to throw some energy away that we don't need. Some nice little arrowhead right here coming all the way up. And bring that up. And then wingspan your arms behind you. Interlace your hands. And we're going to take that right shoulder. And we're going to surrender right into our knee, but don't push too hard on it. And we're going to hold right here. Again, you're holding your balance and stabilizing by squeezing your inner thighs together, really grounding into that big toe. And then we're going to come all the way up. And this is where we're going to have a nice, we're going to prepare into our warrior 3 from our warrior 1. So we're going to using the energy in the stance of our right leg. Hands into your heart center, and we're going to turn our hips down, find that drishti or focal point. I'm going to come into our warrior 3 right here, holding right here. Inhale and exhale, right here. And we're going to gently step back into our warrior 1. Inhale, and we're going to transfer into that warrior 2 here. So we're going to hold our proud warriors. So now your warrior, good. Tucking your pelvic floor here. Really just release here. Okay, step back a little further with your foot. Yep. Now make sure your knee is over your ankle here. Maybe you have to step this in further. Good. You over the ankle. Now release. Turn your palms up and down. Good. Holding right here. Now we're going to reverse that. So we're going to take and we're going to reverse and feel the nice. Draw your left arm down, your left thigh. Just halo your arm over your head right here. Inhale, we're going to move with our breath and release onto our side stretch right here. Let's take that again. That feels really yummy, that flow. So you're going to reach up and over, reverse your warrior here, and then coming all the way back down. Make sure your arm is straight over your ear here. And then we're going to come back up. I want you to just open your thighs right here. We're going to come, you can either interlace your hands behind you, place your hands on your lower spine. Whatever feels right, just reach up, reach your chest up and back. And we're going to come and journey down with a flat back right here. Wide forward fold, just releasing through the back of the thighs. And you're just going to walk your hands out and press against the earth right here. Make sure your feet are flat on the ground. Just enjoy this little flow right here. Forward and back. A little swing. This is so good for your sciatica. So good for just releasing tension on your mind. Also working your arms, the inner parts of your arms that Maybe you did a lot of lifting. Maybe you have a baby that you're always lifting. This is so good for your scapular and your lats. So many things. You could rock back and forth, some intuitive movements right here, through the left and the right. Take some deep breaths and then turn your head and look underneath your right armpit. And just see what that's like. Just hold there for a moment. Take a deep inhale and go to the other side. Come back to neutral. And you're going to gently walk your hands in. Walking your hands in. You could even creepy crawl underneath, maybe gently bend in the knees and just round the spine right here. This is a nice scapular awakening. You could bend and lift your knees very gently. And then we're going to come back to the middle right here. Bring your hands onto your hip crease. And you're going to come up with a flat back. Make sure and be sure you're squeezing your inner thighs together for that balance and to create that flat back. To come all the way up and lift your body up. Raise your arms all the way to the sky. And then maybe we want to do a few of these energy flows right here. So we're going to come. This is a nice, this is really nice for this hip crease part right here. Up and back down. Bringing up like you're lifting up water or flowers. Inhaling and exhaling. And then when you're done, come back into your warrior two and flip, and you're going to choose your vinyasa. So you could do knees, chest, and chin. You can go into your plank pose. Hold your plank pose for a moment just to make sure that you know the grounding and how to like position your body. Okay, you don't want to pull on your neck. And remember, lower down with your elbows close to your body, coming into your up dog or your down dog. And then come back to your down dog. Maybe hold for 5 more breaths. We're doing a lot of blood circulation with our inversions that we are holding. Gently lower onto your knees and slide back into your gentle child's pose. If you would like to bring your right and left arm behind you to sink your forehead, that's fine. And just rock and release back and forth. Feel the nice releasing the top part of your thighs and on the sides. And just let your head go. Just let everything release and shoot it all the way down into all the layers of the earth. Anything that you don't need. And we're going to transfer onto our bellies right here. Just coming onto your belly. And I want you to reach around with your right and your left arm and just grab a hold of your ankles. With the top part of your feet. You can even press you might even give yourself a nice foot massage, pressing on your toes. And you're going to lift up. You're going to feel even more of a release, wrapping around the muscles of your thighs. This is really good counterbalance moves for your spine and your back, what we just did in the child's pose. Now we're reversing it. You can rock back and forth. And then what we're going to do is we're going to release everything down, tee out your arms, and I want you to hug the earth. Just surrender and hold your left cheek and really reach through the right and the left arm and maybe just shift your hips side to side just for another release and more of a reset with all the hip work we just did, holding in our warrior poses and strengthening our joints. And just release your mind. Take a deep inhale. This is good practice for when I say take those deep diaphragmatic breaths in. You can expand let's test it out right here. So cross your hands and place your forehead on your hands. And I want you to really take a deep inhale. This will help show you how you're supposed to be breathing in all the other poses. So you'll expand your rib cage and you'll fill your belly and then release it with your breath. This is going to help you connect to your breath. So take a deep inhale and release. Another deep inhale and release. And now we're going to reach around and lift up one more time and take our cheek to the other side. So coming up right here into our bow pose. This is a bow pose. And we're going to come and release the other cheek. Now we're going to lift with our arms arms up right here. Coming into a Sphinx pose right here. This looks like it's not doing much, but it's a very active pose. And we're just gonna draw our belly button into our spine right here, coming and lifting up, and then releasing and looking up to the sky. Do that 2 more times on your own. So we're gonna come in, inhale, and then release. And then inhale, and then exhale. And I'm gonna come all the way up here onto our knees, and you're gonna, and we're just gonna take a moment to just sit right here before we continue with the rest of the moves. And we're just gonna hold our hands into our heart center. Take a moment to just set that intention and say a positive mantra to yourself that you're gonna set for your day. And you're gonna hold on to this feeling that we just developed from our flow. And that positive mantra is gonna be for your week, something that you're always gonna turn to. And then we're gonna sit right here in between our, I don't know if this is hard for you. If this is all you can do, that's fine. Is this okay for you? Yeah. Okay. Because I don't want any, if you feel a sharp shooting pain or any deep sensation here, I want you to hold back. We would choose a different pose. So we're gonna come and just gonna layer down gently onto our elbows, lifting up your chest, just lifting up your heart to the sky. Don't shrug your shoulders, try and release them. And if you feel okay, you can stay here. If you feel confident to go all the way down, really reach up from the ribcage. You can bring your arms up and over your head, grab opposite elbows, and just enjoy the sensations you feel in this pose right here. Take a deep inhale. Again, focus on that breath. Expanding the ribcage. We're really working deep around all the inner parts of our muscles, all the parts wrapping around our abdominal walls, our obliques, our spine, every part of our spine, scapular, lats. We're taking any energy that's stuck inside that we don't need, and we're just getting it all out to start our day. And you're gonna hold right here. And if you could come down and hold your ankles right here, stay here for one more moment. Now when we come out of this, it's important to come to one side. We're gonna come all the way back onto our backs right here. We're gonna peel down. I'm just gonna take a moment for everyone to meet me in this pose. I'm gonna peel our sticker down all the way one vertebrae at a time. Really feeling that juicy reach. And I want you to reach your arms up as if you're reaching for the first time in the morning. Really reach through the right and reach through the left. Maybe take your arms and just be intuitive, make big circles. And then gently hug your knees into your body, curl into a little ball, hugging yourself. Because you deserve that big hug. And keep your feet in a 90-degree angle right here. Make sure your knees are in alignment. Tee out your arms. And when you're ready, I want you to create a nice 90-degree angle, nice little L with your knees gently going down. Really be mindful. You don't want to tear anything. And you're going to take your opposite hand on your opposite knee, and you're going to take a deep inhale and send that oxygen more into the twist right there. So take a deep inhale, and then a nice release with that oxygen into where you feel it the most, where you're stretching your body. And I want you to hold right there for a moment. You're going to hold right there. When you're ready, we're going to bring it all the way to the other side. So you're going to windshield wiper, keep your knees together, all the way to the other side. You might feel a crack in your back. I love when that happens. That's so yummy. Taking a deep inhale. Again, reach through the arm. That's on the opposite side of the knees. Inhale, exhale. Adjust you, close your eyes. Take a nice deep inhale. Now right here, we're going to go into a goddess pose. So you're going to come into the middle, touch your feet together right here, the bottoms of your feet. Now we're going to go in our goddess pose. You're going to take your palms and press them against the floor to release your pelvic floor a little bit more. Release your hips. Feel more of an opening from what we had in the beginning of class. I love when I can tell the difference. And I want you to take one hand on your heart and one on your belly. Releasing your goddess pose. If you feel any pinching in your knees, or this is not comfortable, you can even cross your legs if that feels better for you. Or you could just take your legs wide and just stay right there. So I want you to just take a moment with one hand on your heart and one on your belly. Turn inward. Just take a deep inhale and think of a moment when you felt your most authentic self. Where were you? How old were you? Think of that really good feeling of when you were so happy you didn't want to be anywhere else. It could be when you were 10, when you were 5. Take a deep inhale. And exhale. Take a deep inhale and exhale out. And think of a time when you were most happy, and send that warm, healing, white liquid light through your heart and your belly as you take a deep inhale and send that oxygen into all your muscle parts, throughout your veins, throughout your neurons. Your whole body is relaxed. And when you're ready, come into your Shavasana pose. I want you to just straighten your legs out, straighten your arms at your side. Release everything. Don't tense up. Release your whole body. Palms facing up, Kimmy. Release everything like you're flopping. Good. And take a moment to just be one with you and the mat and let your mind go.